Well, Bidvest is a Southern African industrial holding company. Market cap here, 53.4 billion rand. Price to earnings ratio, 14.8. Dividend yield of 2.9%. Go back to the split and take us back to Bidcorp Bidvest.
Yeah, what's important to understand here is that Bidcorp got removed, and that's the food services business with a much more international thing. So what is left is Bidvest, being operated by, or CEO is Lindsay Ralphs. And it doesn't have as much offshore, and it's really more exposed to the automotive, services, security, logistics, Namibia, all of the stuff that we know that's there. So we must just focus on what that is. The share price, though, has done extremely well in recent times.
Look back at the share price graph, and you can take us through this here, Wayne.
Yeah, look, I mean, Bidvest is South Africa Inc. I mean, it's got the Namibian fishing assets, which they're probably going to get rid of, hasn't done so well. But otherwise, it's operating in a very, very tough environment, and all credit to the management team. They've done very well in an environment where other companies have been decimated. They've actually done a very good job.
So this is Lindsay Ralphs, having taken over from Brian Joffe in the Bidvest split.
I must say, though, that I don't think the earnings have been all that strong. They've been okay under a difficult set of circumstances, but the share price has done remarkably well.
Maybe it was just too cheap.
Yeah, that's also potentially true.
Maybe the share
Now,
price
this is interesting because you keep asking about the succession question, and here we've seen the succession coming to fruition. Everyone was very nervous about Brian Joffe no longer being at the forefront of Bidvest.
But I mean, Brian did the acquisitions and sorted out the businesses. So I don't know whether Bidvest is going to continue in that sort of... They do make some noises to say they are going to expand a little bit, and of course they got very good cash generation from their businesses, but to be entirely honest, relatively boring businesses.
Pedestrian. Can you call it pedestrian now?
Office and print businesses. There's financial services, which we haven't mentioned. You know, the Bidvest Bank's been fairly busy. They've got electrical manufacturing and things like Voltex and so on. You know, so it's not exactly setting the house on fire.
They've got the car hire and the car distribution and all of these sort of things. So
also somewhat depressed.
If the South African economy springs to 4% growth rate, you want to buy this one. But I don't think it's going to happen soon.
I think that's a bit of a long shot in the current environment.
They've also got a couple of investments which potentially could be unlocked. They've got a stake, 30% in Comair, 38% in Adcock Ingram, which is kind of on the mend. So, you know, 20% of Cullinan Group, which is the travel group that also owns the Wilderness Safaris
operation. Can't say there's anything that really gets me too excited about this one.
It's a turnaround thing, but that's probably by and large done, to be honest. The Namibian assets caused them, Namibian fishing assets caused them many, many headaches in the last set of results. But as I said, they'll probably be disposing of that.
I just want to come back to the share price graph. Now, Paul, you keep saying it's done so well. I mean, for me, that looks relatively flat.
If you had owned the old Bidvest 4 years ago and you'd just sat patiently and waited for the distribution of both the one and the other, you would have done spectacularly well.
Yes, but I'm talking about
in
now,
recent times,
we're flatlining.
No, this has gone from, I mean, it's flatlining in the last year or so, but from the beginning of 2016 to now, it's
we know the history. We know the value that's been created by the stock. But I'm talking about the current business under Lindsay Ralphs is flatlining.
Yeah, it is.
Hot, not hot.
I'm going to go with not hot. I'm just a little concerned that in time, the really sort of negative mood in business confidence in South Africa is going to reflect in these businesses, and that they're going to have earnings which are going to be disappointing.
Not hot?
I'll go not hot on this, only for one reason. They're cheaper South African assets you can buy than this one. You can buy the banks far cheaper.
Well, is there not another reason that you were saying that this one is just kind of pedestrian?
Yeah, it is a little bit, and the P is a bit high for a pedestrian company, so you can buy other pedestrian companies at far lower
If you want a pedestrian company. I'm not so sure I want a pedestrian company, but anyway.
I like low Ps. Now I'll go not.